The days following the courtroom victory unfolded like a system, finally optimized, clean, efficient, with bandwidth freed for what mattered. I returned to my bungalow that golden afternoon, the sun dipping low over the bay, casting long shadows through the eucalyptus trees that Tom and I had planted decades ago. Their leaves rustled softly, a whisper of continuity amid the chaos I'd just escaped. Alina walked me to the door, her briefcase lighter now, victory etched in her satisfied smile. "You did it, Linda. Not just one you rewrote the rules." I hugged her tightly, the faint scent of her citrus perfume mingling with the salty air. "We did. Thank you for seeing me clearly when I couldn't." Inside, the house felt transformed, no longer a bunker but a sanctuary. I brewed chamomile teetha, steam curling like released tension, and settled at my kitchen table, laptop open. The blog awaited victory in the valley, from conservatorship to liberation. Views had skyrocketed to 200,000 overnight. Comments flooding in like eager pings, women my age sharing screenshots of their own cut-off checks. Men confessing sons who'd ghosted after the money dried. "You're my hero," one wrote. Starting my own blog today. The Silver Sentinel's Discord buzzed. Virtual high fives, plans for a Zoom toast. But amid the celebration, quieter messages touched deepest. "I cut off my daughter last year. Hurts, but I'm breathing again." Healing wasn't linear though. That first night, sleep brought dreams. Alex as a boy. Gap-toothed grin, under Christmas lights, handing me a handmade card. "Best mom ever." I'd wake with a start. Chest tight, the silence of my empty rooms amplifying the loss. Not of money, but the illusion of family. Mornings, I'd walk the bay trails, feet crunching gravel, the rhythmic crash of waves washing away residue of betrayal. Seagulls wheeled overhead, free and unapologetic, mirroring my tentative steps toward reclaiming joy. Action followed instinct. With Elena's guidance, I invested in my passion, an app for senior safety, Silvershield. I named it simple, intuitive, with features I'd coded in my sleep. Real-time family fund trackers to flag suspicious transfers. AI flagged manipulation patterns in texts, urgent keywords, spiking. Emergency contact trees, bypassing toxic relatives. I partnered with Grace from the Sentinels, her nursing background perfect for user testing. "This could save lives," she said over coffee at a Sunnyvale cafe, steam rising from our lattes, like new possibilities. Bootstrapped with my preserved savings, $150,000 intact. Tom's legacy Securi hired a small dev team from my old network, freelancers hungry for meaningful work. Beta launched quietly on the blog. Downloads hit 1,000 in a week, testimonials pouring. Caught my nephew's scam early. "Thank you, Linda." But healing demanded deeper cuts. Letting go. I called Diana, my sister in Seattle, voice steady over the lines, faint static. "Sis, it's time. Sell the bungalow." We'd talked for years about my joining her in a vibrant artist co-living space. She'd raved about turban lofts in Capitol Hill. Shared studios smelling of paint and clay. Communal dinners with musicians and writers. "Overdue," she replied warmly. Fresh code, fresh start. The realtor came the next day, her heels clicking on my hardwood floors. "This place has heart," she said, admiring Tom's photo wall. "Sold in 2 weeks above asking to a young family." Their toddler's laughter echoing as I signed papers, a bittersweet handover. Packing was ritual, each box a closure. Tom's watch, in tissue paper, ticking softly. Alex's childhood drawings, folded gently into storage. Not discarded but archived. I kept one photo, us three, at his college graduation. Smiles genuine, then tucked in my wallet, a reminder of what was, not what poisoned it. Neighbors gathered for a farewell brunch on my deck. Mrs. Chen's egg rolls steaming beside my sourdough. Laughter mingling with the foghorn's distant moan. "You inspired us all," Mr. Patel said, raising a glass of sparkling cider. "Bay Area's tougher, now thanks to you." Relocation to Seattle felt like uploading to a new server, disorienting at first, exhilarating soon after. The co-living space, Crest Collective, sprawled across a converted warehouse, exposed brick walls, skylights flooding studios with north light, a rooftop garden buzzing with honeybees. My loft overlooked Lake Union, houseboats bobbing like code floats. First night, Diana hugged me at the door, her embrace warm with sibling knowing. She whispered. Communal dinner followed, strangers turned instant friends. Javier the sculptor, sharing paella fragrant with saffron. Lena the poet, reciting verses over wine. No asks, no ledgers, just presence. Silvershield thrived. App v1.0 launched publicly. Featured in TechCrunch, ex-engineer, mom's app shields, seniors from family scams. Downloads surged to 50,000. Partnerships bloomed, with AARP, banks integrating alerts. Revenue trickled, subscriptions, premium features enough to fund expansions. Hire Alina part-time for legal integrations. I coded mornings in the shared makerspace, fingers dancing over keys, amid the clatter of pottery wheels and guitar strums. Afternoons, art classes, oils on canvas. My brushstrokes, bold vibrant Napa vines I'd never walk. But now, owned in pigment. Peace settled gradually, like fog lifting. No more ring pings. Alex and Kim faded to rumors his startup bankrupt, hers waitressing in Oakland. Lessons learned in adversity's code. Forgiveness? Not yet, perhaps never fully. But understanding came. Their ambition twisted by valley pressure, entitlement bred in easy funding. I'd enabled it, pouring love as liquidity. Now, boundaries held. Evenings on the rooftop. Seattle's lights, twinkling like distant servers. I'd journal by fire pit glow, embers crackling. Tom's spirit lingered in the stars, validation in their wink. New bonds deepened. Javier's quiet sketches of me painting. Lena's poems, inspired by Silvershield stories. Diana and I hiked Discovery Park weekly, pines scenting the air. Waves crashing, below, sisters, rebuilding what blood couldn't break. One crisp November dawn. App notifications chimed. 100,000 users. I stood at my loft window. Lake mist rising, heart full. Healing wasn't absence of pain, but presence of purpose. I'd lost a son to shadows, gained legions in light coders, survivors, creators. The app wasn't just tech. It was legacy, firewalls for the vulnerable. Tom's nest egg. Now a shield for thousands. Resolution wove through routines. Yoga at dawn, coding till noon, dinners laced with laughter. No guilt, shadowed purchases, a new easel, travel to Portland's art walks. Strength bloomed internal. The woman who'd debugged networks now debugged her worth. Moral closure crystallized one starry night. Fireflies, dancing, or so imagination painted. True family chooses you daily, not dollars. I'd chosen myself and, in that, found abundance. The 2 weeks before the conservatorship trial passed in a whirlwind of preparation. Each day, a meticulous build of my defense architecture, emails to witnesses, backups of blog analytics. Consultations with Dr. Patel, whose eval report gleamed like verified source code. Mornings started with yoga on my deck, the fog lifting to reveal the bay's sparkle, grounding me in breath and balance. Afternoons blurred into strategy sessions with Alina, her office now a war room of file boxes and coffee stains. Evenings, I'd tend my small herb garden basil and time-releasing earthy scents under my fingers, reminding myself that growth came from roots, not endless extraction. Alex and Kim's desperation leaked through cracks in their facade. Ring alerts pinged daily, their car circling my block at dusk, testing the 100-yard boundary like malware probing ports. Once, Kim stood at the edge of my lawn, phone raised as if filming, her face a mask of calculated fury. I captured it all. Timestamps, immutable. Their lawyer sent discovery requests, subpoenas for my medical records, blog IP logs, even Tom's old will fishing for instability. Alina shredded their weak attempts. No probable cause for incapacity. This is a shakedown. But the pressure mounted. Sleep evaded me, replaced by midnight scrolls through Silver Sentinel's Discord, where virtual friends shared war stories and wine recommendations. The trial day dawned crisp. October sun gilding the San Francisco courthouse steps. I dressed carefully tailored navy pantsuit from my tech conference days. Silver necklace Tom gave me for our 25th, a talisman of enduring love. Alina squeezed my arm in the elevator. Breathe, Linda. Truth compiles clean. The courtroom smelled of polished wood and stale air, fluorescent hum underscoring the gravity. Alex and Kim sat at the plaintiff's table, him gaunt-eyed in a rented suit, her makeup heavy like armor. Their lawyer, Mr. Hargrove, paced with shark-like precision, a stack of fabricated exhibits ready. Judge Harlan, a no-frills man in his 60s with a reputation for piercing bluster, called order. Hargrove opened, strong, voice oily. Your Honor, Linda Richter, once a stable retiree, has descended into paranoia. She severed life-sustaining support to her son $220,000. In aid-installed surveillance like a fortress. And broadcasts delusions on a blog defaming her family. He flashed slides. My blog headlines enlarged. Ring footage twisted as stalker evidence of my instability. She's isolated, manipulated by online strangers. We seek conservatorship to protect her estate and herself. Gasps rippled from the gallery, filled with reporters, Silver Sentinel's allies, even Mrs. Chen in the back row. Elena's rebuttal was surgical. This isn't incapacity. It's empowerment. Ms. Richter, a former tech engineer with impeccable financial acumen, ended voluntary support to able-bodied adults who'd exploited her. Generosity. She projected my spreadsheet transfers against their lavish posts, $40,000. Startup funds tied to Napa elopement pics, rent payments, funding brunches, sans me. Plaintiff's concern emerged only when the money stopped. This is elder financial abuse. Your Honor, reverse exploitation. Witnesses paraded. Hargrove called Alex first, his son sworn in, hands steady but eyes evasive. My mom changed overnight, Alex testified, voice rehearsed. Cut us off, called police on family. She's not herself. Alina cross-examined ruthlessly. Mr. Richter, how much did your mother contribute to your lifestyle? He stammered, a lot. But she wanted to help. Specifically, $180,000 rent, $40,000 investments, and your elopement rings. Alex flushed. She bought them, yes. Yet you excluded her, posting publicly while she waited at home. Why? Silence stretched. It was private. private after her funding. And your conservatorship petition filed days after she blocked Venmo. Coincidence? Kim followed, tears artfully glistening. Linda was like a mom to me. Now she's paranoid, blogging lies. Elena pounced. Ms. Schuster, your Venmo requests. $800, venue deposit post-elopement.
For what?
Kim blinked. Business, or another party you excluded her from. And your influencer, income down 70% since this went public. Desperation motivating this suit. Objection sustained, but damaged Dunge's brow furrowed. Their expert, Dr. Ellis, a hired psychiatrist, droned. Refusal of family offered evil suggests decline. Alina countered with Dr. Patel, who took the stand, radiating calm authority. Ms. Richter scores 98th percentile cognitively superior, memory, reasoning, no dementia, no paranoia. Her actions. Rational boundary setting after abuse. Charts flashed. My eval results pristine. Contrasted with Alex's transaction logs. Mrs. Chen testified next. I've known Linda 20 years. Sharp as ever. Saw the son harass her door-yelling threats. Silver Sentinel moderator, a retired nurse named Grace, spoke via video. Thousands support her blog. It's empowerment, not delusion. My turn came mid-afternoon, the gallery hushed. I approached the stand, heart steady, meeting Alex's gaze across the room, pleading, then hardening. Alina guided gently. Ms. Richter, why end support? I spoke clearly, voice carrying like well-tested code. For 3 years, I funded their dreams rent in a luxury apartment, startup seed money, believing it built family. Then they eloped in Napa, using rings I'd bought. Posted photos excluding me. Intimate, they said. When I confronted, they demanded more. I realized I wasn't family. I was funding, tears welled, but I held them. They sued to control my remaining savings. Tom's legacy. I'm 70, competent, ready to live for myself. Hargrove cross-examined, probing. Your blog obsessive. Yes. Cameras everywhere. I met his eyes. The blog shares truth, helping others. Cameras protect after their break-in attempt. Tech-savvy, not paranoid. I've secured networks for decades. He faltered, retreating. Closing arguments sealed it. Hargrove pleaded urgency. Selena eviscerated. This suit reeks of greed. Evidence shows a capable woman reclaiming her life from entitled adults. Grant conservatorship. You'd enable theft. Judge Harlan recessed for deliberation and agonizing 90 minutes in the hallway, where Grace hugged me. You're a beacon, Linda. Reporters swarmed. But Alina shielded. No comment till ruling. He returned, gavel poised. After review, the court finds no basis for conservatorship. Ms. Richter demonstrates full capacity, financial, mental, emotional. Petitioner's motives appear financially driven, not protective. Case dismissed. Additionally, sanctions considered for frivolous filing. The gallery erupted in murmurs. Alex bolted, face ashen, Kim trailing with a sob. I sat frozen, Elena's hand on mine, reality sinking. Victory. Outside, sunlight broke through clouds, warming my face. Calls flooded blog, cheers, news requests. But I drove home alone, windows down, wind whipping tears of release. The antagonist faced ruin. Alex's startup folded days later, investors fleeing ethics scandal. Kim's brand vanished, job hunting rumored. Public consequence was swift headlines like son's greed backfires. Mom wins freedom. Their reputations coded as cautionary tales. Yet, I felt no glee, only relief. Justice restored balance, not vengeance. That evening, basil-scented air filling my bungalow, I toasted with Tom's Cabernet, 2 firewalls held, 2 code reclaimed. The reaction my bold stand had rewritten the narrative. Healing beckoned, a new compile ahead. Winter settled over Seattle like a soft compile, snowflakes drifting past my loft window, blanketing Lake Union in hush. 6 months post-trial, my life at Crest Collective had woven into a tapestry of chosen rhythms mornings coding. Silver Shield updates, amid the aroma of Javier's espresso. Steam curling from his vintage machine like whispered secrets. Afternoons in the communal studio, my paintbrush sweeping bold strokes across canvas, transforming betrayals ache into abstract swirls of indigo fog and golden code. The app hummed at 250,000 users, now. Stories flooding my inbox. A widow in Florida blocking her son's fake emergencies. A widower in Chicago reclaiming his pension. Each ping a validation, a ripple from my stand. But healing's deeper layers surfaced in quiet moments. One February evening, as rain pattered the cleansing jai, sorted old emails in the makerspace, fairy lights twinkling overhead. A forgotten thread from Alex, 3 years back. Mom, your belief in me means everything. Won't let you down. The words blurred through tears, not bitter, but mournful, for the boy who'd meant them, lost to the man ambition reshaped. I archived it, not deleting. Grief needed space, not erasure. Diana found me there, her hand gentle on my shoulder, the scent of her lavender lotion familiar as childhood. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting, Lynn, it means loading new modules. We walked the rooftop that night, city lights prisming through drizzle. Her arm linked in mine, sisterhood, my sturdiest firewall, Silver Shield evolved beyond code. I keynoted at a San Francisco Elder Tech conference, ironic, homecoming standing on stage in emerald silk. Projector beaming app demos. I funded dreams that excluded me, I told the crowd, voice steady amid flashes and murmurs. Now, I code protections for yours. Applause thundered. Venture offers followed, but I stayed bootstrapped, true to roots. Partnerships bloomed. Integrations with banks, fraud alerts, AARP endorsements, even a White House elder abuse task force nod. Revenue stabilized, modest sustainable funding server upgrades, and my first hire, a young dev named Mia, whose abuela had fallen victim to family scams. You're changing the binary, she said over lunch, chopsticks clacking against ramen bowls. Art became my exhale. Weekly classes with Lena the poet turned collaborative, her verses inspiring my pieces. Vines of Exclusion, sold at a collective gallery show for $5,000, proceeds to senior shelters. The opening night buzzed, wine glasses chiming. Murmurs of powerful as patrons studied my nap-inspired canvases, wisted vines encircling a lone figure. Breaking free in pixelated light. Javier bought the centerpiece, his sketchbook now filled with my portrait. Eyes fierce, hands coding stars. You glow now, he said softly, his calloused fingers brushing Mina's spark. Tentative, human. Travel, beckoned, guilt-free. Spring break, Portland's art walks with Diana. Galleries fragrant with oil paint and fresh blooms, street musicians strumming under cherry blossoms. We laughed over craft beers, foam clinging to glasses, sharing stories unmarred by obligation. Tom would approve, she said, clinking bottles. Summer. A solo train to Vancouver, window framing coastal pines. Journal filling with reflections, freedom's landscape, vast. No Venmo pings, no urgent calls. Just me, the rhythm of tracks, horizon unfolding. Peace deepened internally. Yoga evolved to meditation circles in the collective's garden. Bees humming around lavender, my breaths syncing with others. Grace zooming in from Ohio, Mrs. Chen sending orchid photos. Forgiveness. Elusive for Alex and Kim, but understanding bloomed. Valley's grind forged their entitlement. My enabling the fertile soil. I'd been complicit, mistaking provision for connection. Now, boundaries were sacred, code non-negotiable, self-authored. 1 June dawn. App milestone hit, 500,000 users. I celebrated alone first. Rooftop yoga, as sun crested. Saluting East gratitude, flowing like data streams. Then communal brunch. Javier's paella, sizzling. Lena's haiku toast. Mia demoing, V 2.0 features. Laughter echoed. Plates clattering. A family earned, not inherited. That afternoon, a rare email pinged. Alex, from a new address. Mom, saw the app. Impressive, sorry. One word, insufficient, but a crack in his armor. I replied once. Live your code responsibly. I'm living mine, no more. Closure on my terms. Strength manifested daily. Volunteering at Seattle's Senior Tech Lab. Teaching firewalls to peers. Mentoring Mia through her first pitch. Her success, my quiet pride. Tom's legacy. Multiplied savings. Invested in impact funds. Nest egg. Seeding Silver Shield's growth. Wrinkles around my eyes softened. Not from years, but smiles genuine. Unbankrolled, moral crystallized in autumn's harvest glow. Leaves turning fiery under gray skies. True worth isn't ledgered in gifts given, but dignity reclaimed. Love doesn't demand payment. It flows reciprocal, or not at all. I'd poured into a void, emerged with ocean's community, purpose, self. The woman who debugged networks now debugged her soul, competent. Whole unbound. Resolution wasn't perfection, occasional pangs for the family, that was lingered. Like echo in empty caches. But forward momentum prevailed. Art shows booked. App expansions planned. Friendships deepening. I'd transformed shadows into shields. Betrayal into beacon. At 71, life recompiled, richer code clean, heart open, future mind to author.